534 AM BSTEdmonton Oilers 47,269, lost in second round, $8.3 million in cap space. Biggest changes after spending the past 2 seasons putting his imprint on the Oilers, general manager Peter Chiarelli decided not to mess with success. After defeating the defending Western Conference champion San Jose Sharks to give the franchise its first playoff series win in 11 years, the Oilers roster remains mostly intact and awash in well-deserved buzz. Skilled forward Ryan Strome was acquired from the New York Islanders, offering greater versatility than the veteran he was traded for, Jordan Eberle. Veteran forward Jesse Jokinen was signed after being waived by the Florida Panthers. The Finn reached the 60-point plateau just 2 seasons ago and could provide important depth scoring to a group that leans heavily on some guy named McDavid. Fleet-footed French defenseman Johanna Vitter was also signed as a free agent for depth. Case for welcome to the Connor McDavid era. Having recently added a Hart Trophy as League MVP and Art Ross Trophy as scoring champ to his impressive collection of hardware, the 20-year-old captain is already being touted as the best hockey player in the world. And with that comes the expectation that the Phenom will eventually bring the Oilers a 6th Stanley Cup victory. Those lofty expectations are made more palatable by the play of line mate Leon Draisaitl, whose 77 points last season were 8th in the league. At a young defense that has established itself and a goaltender in Cam Talbot, who has truly emerged as an Iron Man in the crease, and the pieces appear to be in place for the Oilers to make the leap this season. We expect ourselves to have a good team and do what we did last year, McDavid said as the Oilers opened training camp. We expect ourselves to have a good year. Other people do too. I guess that's the only difference from last season, that outside expectation. Case against it has been more than a decade since the Oilers had to contend with expectations this high. And this young team didn't seem to shy away from the moment in the previous postseason, going the full 7 games in their second-round series against an Anaheim Ducks team loaded with playoff experience. But the target on McDavid and the Oilers will be far more prominent as teams key almost entirely on the league MVP. All of which blend seamlessly into the Oilers' issues with scoring depth. If they are forced to contend with injuries or inconsistency, times could be tough in the competitive Pacific Division. With so many depth players enjoying breakout 201,617 seasons, including Oscar Klefbom, Patrick Maroon and Mark Letestu, the Oilers will need to work incredibly hard for those players to avoid a regression. After years of patchwork, the Flames appear to have finally found their goaltender. Combined with a swift skating defense and some firepower up front, this could be the year. Now about that provincial rival, the Sedin Twins have made it clear that they aren't going anywhere. But the Canucks need some help to avoid finishing last in the division again. What's GM Jim Benning's next move quandary bringing back a core that might have advanced to the Stanley Cup final had their number 1 goaltender stayed healthy. The Ducks have their sights set on taking the next step. But after years of being close, is this the season they actually go all the way? Trade bait with McDavid's monster $100 million contract extension set to kick in next season. Plenty of teams will be eyeing center Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, along with the 4 seasons and $24 million remaining on his current deal. The top pick in the 2011 draft has established himself as a reliable two-way center, but with McDavid, Draisaitl and newcomer Strome probably signaling the team's future down the middle, Nugent-Hopkins could be expendable. Goalie situation rating 7. Talbot truly emerged as a franchise goalie last season, but backup Laurent Brossoit enters the season with only 14 games on his NHL resume and could prove a liability should Talbot go down. Scouts take I think McDavid represents this era so well. He's only going to get smarter. He's only going to get more sure in certain situations. Pete Chiarelli has put together a really good team. They have stuff behind McDavid that you have to have. Predictions second in Pacific depth chart combos forwards Patrick Maroon, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Milan Lucic, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesse Jokinen, Drake Gagula, Ryan Strome, Zach Kashin, Slepyshev, Mark Letestu, Jesse Puljujarvi, defenseman Oscar Klefbom, Adam Larsson, Darnell Nurse, Eric Gribauer, Chris Russell, Matt Benning, Elias Cam Talbot, Laurent Brossoit, Nick Ellis.